Hello and welcome to Learn Twin Flame Tarot. So today we're doing the Page of Cups and the Minor Arcana. We're going to be talking about this fabulous card and energy. We're going to look at the card together and then come back and talk about it in connection with Twin Flames. The Page of Cups. So we know with the pages that something is about to happen. Something is on the way with this page. So the Page of Cups is all about communication coming in. You can see in his stance, he's got his hand on his hip, he's feeling very confident, and he's offering out a cup. And the cup has got a fish in there. And that fish is also connected with the things he wants to offer into the world. So, for example, the Divine Masculine wants to offer that cup to the Divine Feminine because it's a cup of love. It's filled with love. It's filled with all the things he wants to be able to give to her. It's filled with power and passion and purpose. And he's got his hand on his hip because he's now feeling confident in his endeavour. He's ready to reach out. He's ready to speak his truth. He's ready to express himself from his heart. And you can see that with the power of the wave behind that ripple water effect, because what we give out has a ripple effect on the world. And he knows that if he expresses his love, it's going to have a ripple effect on the world, not just on himself, because he's going to receive something back in a good way. But he's also going to be sharing love, and that brings a vibration of love into the world. So the beautiful blue energy is about strength, and he's wearing blue. So he has the strength now and the confidence to speak from the heart. And the blue is also connected with the throat chakra, which is connected with speaking the truth from the heart and expressing themselves. And the orangey red colour is about divine timing. So you're being reminded that communication always comes in at the right time. The right time for both of you, even though you may want it to happen before it does. But it will happen at a time where it's right for you both. There's not going to be a misunderstanding or any struggle or any pain. And as I'm recording this, I've got my hand on my hip because I'm connecting with this kind of guy's energy here. He's saying, I'm ready. It may hurt me in the long run if I do it wrong. He's a little bit afraid of being rejected. He's a little bit afraid of looking foolish or being vulnerable, but he fully intends to follow through on his plans. And that's why he's got his hand on his hip, because he's saying to you, I'm not backing down. I'm going forward for what I want. My feet are on the ground. I know who I am and I am following my heart. And that's why the yellow energy is connected with the solar plexus. Following the gut, following your intuition, doing what you've come here to do. And growth. When I'm connecting with what he's wearing there, I'm seeing it as flowers for growth, but I'm also seeing it as little ships. Intuitively, remember, always read the card through your intuition. What do you see when you look at this card? Obviously, the fish is connected with Pisces because the Page of Cups is connected with water energy, emotion, deep, going deep into the heart, deep into the mind, deep into what this energy is. So he's feeling very deep. He wants to express things from deep within himself. He wants to share love, and the fish is about to jump out of the cup, which is also about jumping forward, taking that step forward, taking that leap of faith. So if the Page of Cups comes up with the Fool, or maybe the Ace of Wands, or it shows it's coming in. If it's aspected with any delayed cards, that's what he's thinking about. He's working out what to say, how to say it, what to do. So always read it how it's aspected in a reading. But this card is saying to you, communication is on the way, and it's going to be deep communication. Communication from the heart, communication from the soul, communication that matters, communication that means something, that speaks it all. Sometimes words aren't needed when you communicate. It's said with a feeling. It's said with a look. It's said with a song. So communication can come in so many ways. But when the Page of Cups comes into a reading, you know that good news and enlightenment and truth and love is really on the way. And he's showing that he's kind of got his hand on his hip to say, I'm doing this. I'm striving forward and I'm connecting with my solar plexus, my gut and my truth. And that's why he seems to be pointing down at his stomach, because that's where he feels everything. And where we feel it, we know we make it real. what we feel is real. And the page is also about learning and growth. So he's still learning. He's still understanding who he is. He still may say things in the wrong way, even though he doesn't mean to. And that's why he's took his time to communicate, because he's still learning what this love is. He's still learning who he is. He's still learning what to do. So the Page of Cups, great card for communication and love messages and the truth from the heart being spoken aloud or in a message or in any kind of physical way. You can see how powerful the card is for communication and how this person really wants to offer something to you right now from his heart, from his emotions, from his feelings. He wants to offer you the world and he intends to give it to you. And he's showing you that cup because that cup is overflowing with his love for you and the way he feels. So this is the divine masculine feeling confident with his hand on his hip there about showing you love. He knows that he may feel a fool sometimes and he may act like a fool at times, but he doesn't feel foolish about this love because he knows this love is real. So he's ready for this love and he's ready to express himself and be vulnerable and maybe get rejected or hurt. He's ready for what that means in his life because he's being very bold and strong in his emotions. So he wants to communicate and tell you how he feels. So the word for this message is communication and love. So we've got communication and love messages. And when we get the Page of Cups coming up, it can also be about something that we are in love with. You know, it could be a job, it could be a home, it could be, something we want. So we can also receive a message in that way. So maybe you love a house and you've been thinking, I really want to manifest that house. Maybe you put an offer in or, you're renting that house, you've asked for that house and you get a message about it. And it makes you feel love because you have all that love for that home that you're going to create. You're going to build something magical there. Or maybe you love your job or something new and you get a message about it. So yes, this is about love messages, communication from your person, the person you love, but also about things that you love too, things you feel excited about. This card can come in when we are connecting very powerfully with our guides and we're receiving messages of love from the angels and heaven. So always remember, it depends on your question. It depends on the way it's aspected in a reading. Because if you get the Temperance card coming out with the Page of Cups, be patient, those messages are coming. Be patient, all in divine timing. The masculines need to feel safe and not pressured at all to be able to move forward. That's why they block. When the masculines block the feminine, it's not because they hate the feminine or they don't feel that love for the feminine. It's because they feel overwhelmed in their own head and in their own life. They get very pressured by their own self. So they block you while they're working it out. They fully intend to unblock you and come forward, but they have to do it in a safe way where they feel safe. They don't feel pressured. They feel less stressed. So when they unblock you, don't run straight in and message them. Let them come to you because they felt safe enough to unblock you. And then they have to feel safe enough to move towards you. It's very simple when we look at it clearly in that way. The way we look at it with logic is that if they loved us, they would reach out. If they loved us, they would tell us how they feel. If they loved us, it would all be straightforward. But twin flame love isn't straightforward because it's about soul growth and heart activation and power. So it happens in a different way. The masculines go within. And if you want confirmation of that, go and watch my Divine Masculines YouTube channel, Blue Ice Tarot. And he talks in detail about the masculine's journey and his own journey to union and what he went through too. Because the masculines have to grow up spiritually and evolve spiritually to be able to handle this type of love that's unconditional. They've only ever had conditional connections. People wanting things from them wanting things from that person. And this twin flame journey is totally different. They thrive in the power of this love. They get stronger, more successful, and they radiate love and light. And that's what he's showing to you. If I've ignored you, blocked you, ghosted you, it's only while I've been understanding this love so I can give to you everything that you deserve for me to give. And that's what he's saying. He wants it to be equal. He wants it to be loving. And the energy he's in with the Page of Cups says he feels that way. He feels like he can give to you, that he can open up to you and show you who he truly is. He feels like that cup is overflowing with the love. He can't hold it back any longer. So the message is communication is being restored. So when we get the Page of Cups, we know that communication is coming in. We know that our person is about to reach out, or they're about to respond to something that we've said. Because remember, it's all about perception. If you want to reach out to your twin, if you really feel that way, do it. But do it from a place of love, not fear. That means when you reach out because you want to say something, or you want to let them know you care, not because you're waiting for a response, or you want it to happen a certain way. Because then you get triggered, and then you're learning a lesson all over again because you're learning to let go of control. What we've done in this society, in a way, we've really kind of worked against ourselves because we're in this instant communication life where we post a picture on social media, we get instant gratification. People like it, comment, and we feel okay. If nobody was liking or commenting, we might go into fear and think, why? Why hasn't anybody liked my picture? Have I done my hair wrong? Do I look weird? And you may take it all personally and take the picture down. Maybe you start worrying that, you send a text and they don't reply straight away because we're used to that instant reply. What's going on? Why have I done something wrong? What does it mean? Is he busy with someone else? Our ego blows things out of proportion. Think about back in the old days, where you'd got kind of like the Pride and Prejudice, era, where there was no mobile phones. There wasn't even any phones. Everything was done by telegram. Or you had to wait until you saw that person in person to have that conversation. So, we're lucky now that we have the internet and we have phones and we have these, instant ways of communication. But we also have to learn to have patience and to realise that sometimes it's nothing to do with us. If your masculine isn't replying to you straight away, he just may be busy at work. His phone may have gone, the battery may have died, or he may have left his phone in his car. My masculine does that all the time. He forgets to bring his phone in, or he wonders where is it, he doesn't know what he's done with it. So there's other things going on. Even if he's online and you say you're on WhatsApp and you notice he's online and he's read your message but he hasn't replied and then he goes offline, you're thinking, why? He's processing what to say. He doesn't want to mess it up. He doesn't want to, say something he isn't ready to say, or he doesn't know how to say it. It has to be at the right time. So these are all things to remember when you're waiting for communication to be restored, because when we ask it as given, the angels are always working behind the scenes to create the way. But we have to learn to let go. And a good way to do that, if you're waiting for a message, or just put your phone in another room. Do something you love to do. Forget about it for a while. And before you know it, that communication will come in. So feminines, I feel a message is on the way. So when you get the Page of Cups, you feel that message is coming. You know somewhere inside of you, intuitively, that communication is being restored. You're giving me fear. But you're also learning to release the fear that can knock you down. Why hasn't it happened yet? Why? So we start worrying about things and then we push things away because we're worrying about things so much instead of just allowing things to flow. So when the Page of Cups comes up, the masculine is saying, I am preparing to reach out. So again, they're giving me fear. So he's releasing his fear and he goes through fear of rejection, what you might think if you're going to be there, what are you going to think about what he said, if you're going to think he's a fool. But he's saying, I am preparing to reach out and communicate to you just how much I care. And you can see that in his body language. One step forward. He's taking that step forward. He's offering something to you with that cup there. That cup is filled with emotion. And everything is happening for a reason on this journey. Everything takes time if it's meant to, because it's delayed with love. It's much better for him come to you and communicate to you with love and remain in that loving energy than say something and then him go backwards again. So remember, you are loved and safe. You don't need to have that physical communication to feel your twin's love. It's always there. When you close your eyes, you connect with him through telepathy, through the feelings, the emotions, the 5D realm, dreams. You're communicating in so many ways. And you can receive communication while he is preparing for communication. You may get a sign of synchronicity. You may hear a song. Something shows you he's on his way. Something reminds you of how he truly feels and how intense and powerful this love really is. So it's all about believing and letting go of that doubt and replacing it with faith. Not listening to what other people say or what other people think, and certainly not listening to the ego, and it brings in all that fear about why. In my Divine Masculine Dark Truth stack, there's a card that says, there's nothing wrong. The masculine says, there's nothing wrong, but now I feel paranoid because you keep messaging me, asking me if something's wrong. And we've all been there, where we message our twin and we don't hear anything, so we send another message. And then another message, we bombard them with messages and we cause a load of problems for ourselves. Whereas if we just had patience and allowed the masculine to return in his own time, things would have happened a lot quicker and a lot easier than we actually made it to be so. So when we get the Page of Cups coming up in a reading, it's about relaxing. It's like the universe saying, relax, that message is on its way. Relax because communication is being restored. Relax because the Divine Masculine is preparing to reach out. So it's really the universe's way of saying, while this is taking place, do you. Give love to others, be of service. Share love with yourself. Be in the energy of love and you'll receive the energy of love back, even when things feel a bit shaky. I hope this helps. Have a great day and I'll see you soon.